I know it's been a while since I've posted anything, but again, bear with me. I am still very new to this. I I guess tonight I'm just gonna tell you guys my birth story for my firstborn, which I planned for it to be perfect, as we all do. Unfortunately, it did not go as planned. I mentioned in my previous video that my pregnancy with him was very harsh on my body. I think I had morning sickness till I was like, oh my God, 7 months. I had morning, noon, and night all the time, throwing up, nausea, till I was 7 months pregnant. It was chaos. Anything that smelt just even a little bit strong, I was sick for the rest of the day. Not only that, the heartburn, I had tons of pain all the time. I actually tried to do everything I could to go into labor because I was just done. I was 9 months pregnant at the end of July, where it's extremely hot and muggy, and I just wanted this baby out of me. So I did all the things that you can do or shouldn't do, I guess. Let's just say I mowed the lawn on a riding lawnmower. And I have 3.4 acres to mow, and it didn't even need to be mowed, but I was determined to get this baby out of me. At about 2:30 in the morning, I woke up, and I woke up to go to the bathroom, and when I stood up, I kind of got like a gush, and I was like, what is this, you know? Did I just pee myself? Because it wasn't a lot. But anyways, I went to the bathroom, and then I had to go all the way down to the basement to get new clothes, obviously. And every time I got up to like a platform on the stairs, I would get another gush. And I immediately called my mom and asked her, like, what does this mean? I'm not in any pain. Like, I thought when your water breaks, it's like, you know, in the movies where it's just like a big fountain falls out. Yeah, apparently that's not always the case. So I got up to the top of the stairs, and another gush came out, and I was on the phone with my mom, and my husband, boyfriend at the time, was sleeping, and I was standing at the foot of the bed, and I was like, babe, I think I'm in labor, and I think we need to go. And he turned over and was like, I told you, and then like rolled back over. And I was like, and then before I could say anything, he rolled back over. He's like, what? Are you serious? Are you okay? And then he started freaking out and grabbing the bags and like, it's like about to walk out the door without me. Hello? So you need me to have the baby. So we got there, and they checked me, and they said sure enough I was in active labor. I wasn't feeling any contractions at this time, like, at all. And as I progressed, they finished popping my water, and that's when they realized I had an infection, but they didn't say anything about it. They just put me on Pitocin. But it was too late at that point. My body was already being attacked by my white blood cells to contain this infection, pretty much. So about 14 hours in, I finally broke down and asked for the epidural. And they came in and checked me about 2 hours after I had the epidural and actually got some sleep. And they said, scariest moment of my life, they said that he was actually stuck in the birth canal, and I was still at 6 centimeters dilated, and we needed to do an emergency C-section like right this second. I didn't even have time to process it before they were wheeling me out. So we did the C-section, which was awful. I was shaky. My arms were tied, strapped down. I felt like I was like in a torture chamber, pretty much. And he was finally born at 6:38 p.m. and he was beautiful. I heard him cry. Dad even took a picture over the curtain, which you're not supposed to do. So I got to see like the inside of me, which was pretty gross, guys. Super gross. But I'm glad he took that picture. I had to then go into recovery, obviously, where while I was in there, I thought I was paralyzed because they told me to wiggle my toes, and apparently I did, but I couldn't feel them. So I just like started bawling my eyes out, and they asked me what's wrong, and I was like, I can't walk, I'm paralyzed. And they're like, you're fine. So they moved the blankets off of me so I could see that I was actually moving my feet, my toes. That was so dumb, but still. Finally, after 4 hours, I was able to hold my son for the first time, and words can't even explain how I felt, and I definitely did not want to let him go. I was super mad at this hospital to begin with, and although the nurses are God bless them, they are amazing. I know they're just trying to help, but I mean, they came in every hour and asked me if they could take him into the nursery. I said, no, he's fine right here. And then they tried telling me that I couldn't sleep with him on me. I said, I will do whatever I want with my child. I'm not letting him go. And he's fine right where he's at. So that got so irritating. I know they're just doing their job, but look, that whole experience was so horrible that at the end of it, it was so beautiful that I didn't want that to go away. So I wasn't giving him up. He's fine here. I don't need sleep right now. It's fine. So anyways, I was in the hospital for 5 days because they had to pump me full of antibiotics. I mean, one bag after another. I couldn't leave the frickin' bed. They could unclip you or detach it and cap it off so I could take a shower, but even that was excruciating pain. I could barely stand. They told me that when they did the C-section, I believe I mentioned this in my first video, I think, in my intro, but this is where all the trying to conceive turned into a very long journey for us, because they said that the infection was so bad in my uterus that they actually had to scrape the inside of my uterus, which potentially caused scarring, which is why I wasn't able to conceive my second son till 5.5 years later, after we saw a fertility doctor. So after they told me that, my first question was, can I have more kids? And the expression on her face told me right away. I was just like, great. And in my eyes, this is all your guys' fault. So what do I do now? But here I have a beautiful baby boy that I need to focus on, and I'll worry about that in the future. Mikey's a very different child. I'm going to do a lot of videos about him because he'll be 8 in July, and he has a lot of disabilities, per se. He's been labeled with quite a few things. I'm going to do some more videos with him, about him, like how he was different as a baby, and how certain milestones were really hard for him to reach. And at the end, I'll give his full diagnosis to you guys. I want to lead up to it, though, because there's been a lot of things we've had to do. We've had to go to Milwaukee, which is a 3.5-hour drive from our hometown, to have him evaluated when he was 3. And then again, just recently when he was 6.5, about, almost 7, we had to go back to a different place for an actual psychiatrist and a neuropsychiatrist, actually. And they actually did brain scans. So that is my story of my first little ham bone. He's beautiful. I wouldn't trade him for the world, but he's definitely my challenge. He's going to continue to be my challenge for the rest of my life. But I, as a mother, will never give up on him. As mothers of children with disabilities, we are honestly all they have. And if we don't stand up for them, they're not going to go far in life. And that's just plain and simple. I've seen it. So thank you guys for checking in. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment them down below. And if you want to continue to watch my journey and learn more about my son's diagnosis, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thanks.